Hey guys, what's up? It's Miss Osuna here, and we are gonna do hair. This hair is gonna be parted down the center and it's going to be tucked behind the ears. It's very controlled, and this is really good for someone really young, or you can also adapt this to someone who's going to a very formal event and they really want that coiffed, very tight, put together hairstyle. So let's get into it. So of course, we have our oval and we divide that in half vertically and then of course horizontally. Then we divide the top and bottom sections horizontally, and we start off with HEM, hairline, eyeline, mouth, so that you understand where everything goes. Now for this demo, we're only focusing on the hair, so I'm just gonna build out the sides of the face. You can do this on any face that you have. All right, so we're gonna start off with our parenthesis shapes going down from the part and then from the ear going up. So those soft parenthesis shapes are with our lightest color. And then now under the ear going downward and then from the bottom of the hair going up. Again, all parenthesis shapes, and I'm using the lightest of my colors. This marker is very dry, so you can definitely see the white space because it's super dry. Yours might be a lot more ink filled than mine, and that's okay. Same technique works just fine. So now that we've done level 1, that's the first time around with our lightest color, move to your second color. Again, they're all in the brown family, just a little darker each time. Same things, short strokes that are parenthesis shapes from the top of the head going down and then from behind the ear going up. And then I'm just letting these strokes be very, very heavy when I push down in the beginning, and then very light pressure when I let go. So you can see it's thicker at the beginning of the stroke and it's thinner as I let go as it's towards the end. And that helps to lend to the hair feeling of each individual strand. So now remember, we have a halo. That halo just means there's white that's reflected toward the center of our head. So what that literally is going to look like is if the person were wearing a halo, that's where you would have the most light reflecting. We're going to repeat this down below the ear, and it's the same process each time. Now remember, you do want to make sure that you test out your colors and get yourself a nice guide. Create yourself a key so that you know what color is going to be the color that you want to use and you're not experimenting on your actual sketch. All right, so that was second color. Now we're going on to our third color. So this is darker still, that's the darkest one. And again, we just repeat the same process. As you are doing this though, you are going to notice that it starts to fill in and look more like hair. And each time you go around, you get to determine how many times you want to do this. So this is only the third marker, and you might decide I'm going to repeat this whole process with all 3 markers 5 times. That's totally up to you. Just depends on the depth that you personally are after, but the same technique will work. So as I do the right side of the head here, just notice same technique, and this is the darker tone. Once you like I said earlier, decide how many times you want to do this.
All right, so now
Then
when you finish
it's just going to be a matter
this marker,
of you
like I
putting
said,
those
it'll be
finishing
time
touches
for
with
the
your blender, and we'll get
and
there.
here we go.
Start off by cleaning your blender on a piece of marker paper. Make sure it's not dirty. And then once you're sure your blender is ready, go on ahead and use the brush tip side of your blender and just gently start to blend all three colors together. Same technique. So from the crown of the head going down, and then from the ear going up. And then underneath the ear, you're going to start going downward, and then at the bottom of the hair going upward. Same exact thing, but you can see the ink starts to pick up and blend together, and that is how you get that realistic feeling of hair with our design markers. Any markers, as long as they're design markers, will work. All right, so now that you've cleaned off your blender, it's time to give yourself tiny small strokes. So I'm going back to my lightest color, but I'm using the chiseled side so that I can get very tiny lines. So these lines now are just gonna add to the depth, and they're gonna look like very thin strands of hair, so it all starts to come together even more so. And notice I'm just taking away some of the white, so I still have light reflecting, but it still looks like hair. You don't want too much white space on the page, otherwise she'll look bald. And that is it. So I've used 3 different colors to make one brown color, and of course light, medium, and dark. I just happen to use Copic markers, but any design markers and design paper will work. And practice this, blend it all together with your colorless blender at the end, and you'll be all set. Okay, I'll see you on the next video, and until then, please, happy sketching and stay well.